21st Century Entrepreneurship with Martin Piskarik.
Have you ever wondered what it takes to grow a really large social media to help your business out? Well, you're in luck because we're going to dive into that today, and I'll tell you a little bit of the backstory around RP strengths, exponential growth on social media the last couple years. My name is Nick Shaw. I am the co-founder and CEO of RP Strengths. Which we've long been known as Renaissance Periodization, a really long, kind of confusing name. I mean, heck, I can barely spell it. But we have rebranded recently to go by RP Strength. And if you are into watching content on YouTube, you might have heard of us as we've been rapidly, really just growing like crazy here the last couple years on YouTube. And we're going to dive in a little bit into that. And I think there's probably at least a couple really big factors that went into that. And so that's what we're going to talk about on today's episode. I strongly believe that the biggest factor that we've had that's gone into our YouTube growth has been leaning back into authenticity. So during the COVID years, we got a little lost, and I think many people did. It was some trying times, and you couldn't really say a whole lot on social media without kind of getting blasted one way or another. And we finally just kind of had enough of that. And I think a lot of people sort of reach that breaking point where they get tired of trying to toe the line, and you can't really say anything sort of controversial because you're going to make someone mad. And, I wrongly believe that myself, and the company were supposed to be like Switzerland. So very neutral. And we weren't supposed to stir the pot. We weren't supposed to say anything because, gee whiz, on either political side, you might say something that might tick someone off. And hey, I'm a business owner, right? So I don't want to scare away customers. But the funny thing happened is my colleague and co-founder, Dr. Mike, who is the face of our YouTube channel, he is a very, very, very colorful guy when it comes to commentary and the way he presents stuff. And I used to kind of pull him back, and I would always be like, oh, Mike, you can't say that online. You can't do that. You can't do that. Meanwhile, he'd be doing this. I've known him for 17 years now. He talks like this in person, and people love it, and they're super interested and fascinated by what he says. And a lot of times it's like, I can't believe this guy's a real life person. And so we started letting little bits and pieces of him out. And of course, I was just scared and nervous the whole time, like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? But the funny thing happened. People loved it. And so we just slowly started leaning a bit more into it, and we really started leaning into that authenticity component because that's how him and I talk. So if we record a podcast or if he's doing stuff on YouTube, we just lean into that. Lo and behold, people love it. His face is now everywhere, especially in the YouTube fitness scene. We recently almost did 100 million views just last month in July of 2024. So we're really on to something there. And I credit it really a lot to that authenticity part, just leaning into that and embracing it, even though we know we're going to piss some people off if we do it. But that's just kind of how it goes. You can't be for everybody. You have to figure out who you're for and then go after those folks with reckless abandon. And I know what a lot of people might be thinking. They might think, well, you can do that, but I can't do that. Yeah, I can't lean into that authenticity part because I might scare away some customers. And I hear that. And it is a little scary as an entrepreneur thinking, well, we might scare away a few customers. But the funny thing happens is that you really start to attract more and more of the people that you really want to go after. And you really dig down into who your core demographic is, who your avatar is. And so I'm just going to support the authenticity part with some data. And so we really started putting a lot of effort into our YouTube channel back in 2020. We used to have some gated content that you had to pay, sign up for a membership site, and that was the only way you could access it. And then COVID hit and the world kind of went a little crazy and mad. And we decided, you know what? Rather than having all this gated content, let's just start putting it out there for free. So we did. And again, this isn't something that happens overnight, but we really leaned into that authenticity. We really started putting out more and more content. Whole idea of just kind of giving away a bunch of value-based marketing. And slowly but surely, we kept gaining more and more subscribers. And in 2022, I think we gained almost 200,000 subscribers that year, which seems like a lot, and it certainly was for us at the time. And then 2023 happened, and we gained something about like 600,000 subscribers. Well, we started to get really close to that million mark. And so December 27th, last year, 2023, right before the new year, we hit 1 million. That's a lot of people, right? So yeah, that's a heck of a lot of people. I had a goal way back when I started RP that if we could, reach and help 1 million people, okay, that was like my big goal. And then here we are, about 6 months later, we hit 2 million, which is another crazy thing. Then all of a sudden, 3 weeks later, from 2 million, we gained 10% more. So now we're up over 2.2 million. So it really is just kind of crazy and wild, and the exponential growth that can occur, like once you start to hit some certain milestones. But really, it all goes back to being authentic and leaning into who we really are, going after that like core demographic of, well, like the YouTube channel is mostly male for us. Now, again, for entrepreneurs, you're going to know who your avatar is and you can cater your language for them. So we really doubled down and started going after those folks, speaking to them, making lots of jokes, self-deprecating humor, all of that. People really like it, enjoy it. And here we are. So that's probably some good data to support that. I think what's really been important for our growth, especially on YouTube. I think oftentimes people sometimes can get in their own way. They can get in their own head a little bit and be worried or scared about success and more people kind of following you and having eyeballs on you. And I think that's super valid. And I think everything sort of comes with pros and cons. So the pros are it's going to help your business in a huge way. And it definitely has with us. We're on pace to probably more than double our business in the last year. A lot of that goes back to just more eyeballs and more attention. And that's kind of the name of the game nowadays on social media, the more people, all that. But it does come with some cons for sure. And this is maybe a little bit less so for myself, but because I'm not quite the front and center face that people see literally millions of times a day, like my colleague. But I have noticed that as the sheer number of people that go up and follow you, you get lots of raving fans, which is awesome. It's great to support them, give them free content, all that. But I think one of the downsides, and this, some people are scared of it, is just the raw number of people that kind of just end up disagreeing with you or hating your gut, so to speak, because you have opinions and they might not agree with them. Just that sheer number of people that really don't like you goes up because you're being seen by more and more people. And that is a really tricky and difficult thing to navigate because you can't let the negativity bias that we all have in terms of our human psychology, you really can't let that bias you. And I'm sure people have seen this before where you might have 100 reviews on your website and 95 of them are positive, but what do we want to do? We want to focus on those handful of negative ones, and it's really hard not to do that and not lean into that. And I think we just have to keep that in mind and keep that perspective that no matter who you are and what you do, as you get more and more people, more and more eyeballs around you, you got to focus on all the people that you're helping, and you got to focus on all the good that you're doing. And you can't get distracted or caught up in those couple people here and there that want to just take shots. And who knows what's going on in their life too. They might have something really bad going on, but And again, I'm not perfect with this either, but I do have to remind myself all the time, hey, you know what? We've got 100 reviews, 95, 96 of them are going to be great. Like we've got a refund rate, which is just incredibly low. And I don't get too caught up in that because like the sheer number, right? Just because you start reaching these large numbers, you get these just crazy number of transactions per day. Like, yeah, okay. If you just focus on, oh, well, hey, we got 10, 15 refunds today. Again, it's just such a small number in the grand scheme of things. So you can't get too caught up. And no business has ever had 100%, sort of perfection when it comes to reviews or ratings and whatnot. So don't let that get you down and sort of pull you into that negativity zone. Like you just got to stay focused on all the people that you are helping out. So that would be my hope, that giving some of that advice can really help other entrepreneurs that are dealing with some of these same psychological constraints and issues. Hopefully that's a way to help lift them up. And at the heart of what we do at RP Strength is really just help people that want to get in shape, better their lives. And if you can do that physically, also going to improve your mental capacities. It's just basically going to improve every single aspect of your life. And so what we did is we wanted to be able to scale that ability, because not everyone has the means or can work with a one-on-one coach. It can be, the cost can be prohibitive for a good number of people. So we scaled sort of our diet, nutrition and training. So we scaled those and created apps for both. So now we have two apps. One's called the RP Diet Coach app, and one's called the RP Hypertrophy app. So if you are someone that is already pretty serious into fitness, so our demographic is intermediate and advanced folks. Probably not for someone that's brand new to fitness. Again, there's a lot of people out there that specialize. They niche down into general fitness, general population folks just getting into it. That's not us. So, like, we know who we want to go after. And so we want to go after the people that are already, serious about fitness. It's a big part of their life. They're ready to make an even further commitment, all that good stuff. So if you are interested in either of those, you're familiar with counting macros, I would say the best way to describe what we do is if you're ready to get jacked or more jacked, we're for you. So come check out our apps at rpstrength.com. Encourage everyone that's listening, especially if you're into fitness and you want to learn more about it, to check out our YouTube channel. And the reason that I say that is because what we do is we take all the people that are supporting. You make money just from people watching your YouTube content, of course, and then our bottom of funnel, everything goes down to our two apps. But when people support and they watch the Renaissance Periodization YouTube channel, what we've done is we support about 10 research labs across the world. And all we do is we just give them money. We don't tell them, hey, you have to go study X, Y, Z. It's like, here are the funds, use them at your discretion. So do that. And again, it's our way of giving back to research around the world, that then we get the chance a lot of times to bring these researchers onto our YouTube channel, give them a platform to talk about what they're doing. And then further beyond that, so we're in the process right now, we've already set up RP Strength Foundation. But what we're going to do there is we're going to set up scholarships so that younger kids, younger people that are watching the YouTube channel supporting us, now they can apply if you're going to school to study kinesiology, exercise science, things that kind of go hand in hand with the fitness community. If you're doing that, hey, you can apply. We'll look through them, we'll review them, we'll have a set criteria that we go off of, and then we'll be able to give people scholarships. So now they can go study undergrad, even post graduate programs, and support that research. So it's just this cool kind of way of giving back, and then it just keeps helping one another. People that help us, now we help them. They do research, they learn more cool new things. We all get better. The rising tide lifts all boats. That's what we're trying to do, and that's our way of giving back, especially in the fitness community. thanks everyone for tuning in to today's episode. And I would just encourage everyone, maybe you're really into fitness, and if you are, you'll love our YouTube channel. Just go search Renaissance Periodization on YouTube, or if it's easier, just type in Dr. Mike Fitness. It's going to pop right up. And the other cool thing is, if you're into fitness, great, you're going to love it. If you're not into fitness, but maybe you've had some thoughts about getting into fitness, but you're unsure of where to start, listen, we've heard that a million times. We've got some playlists on there that are all about, fat loss dieting made simple, healthy eating made simple, getting into weight training made simple. So there's a bunch of playlists that are going to help people out, because we really believe that we can take all this content, we can make it free. People can learn. Again, you never have to buy anything from us, but again, you come, you support the channel, and we have ways that we can support and give back from that. So I would encourage everyone to go check out our YouTube channel. We greatly appreciate it. It's really blowing up right now, and it's the #1 fitness channel on all of YouTube.
21st Century Entrepreneurship with Martin Piskarik.
Imagine a space where triumphs, trials, and tales of entrepreneurship come alive. Welcome to the 21st Century Entrepreneurship Podcast, a gold awarded journey hosted by Martin Piskarik, connecting with listeners in 95 countries and ranking in the top 0.5% of all podcasts. Join our exclusive community, elevate your perspective, and embark on the path to success.